Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Flatcap Recap. I am your host, Grant Reeds.
Yeah, it'll mess up.
So I got a few questions for you here today. Your series has officially ended, so I'm going to start out with that. How does it feel to have completed your work?
Man, I don't know, man. It's been a while.
It's a man.
It's man. I don't really feel like it's been a big milestone, mostly because it hasn't got any attention yet. So I don't really feel anything. It was fun finishing it off.
Well, if you had to sum it all up in a word or a single sentence, what would that be?
Man going insane on camera. That's it.
All right, let's talk a bit more about the inner workings of this series. What was the mindset when sculpting how the world works?
It was just whatever works. I didn't have a plan going in. I was just doing it as I go. Things just hit me and I just did it. That's it. There's nothing.
So there wasn't any particular thought? It was just developing as it went?
Yeah. Well, there was one direction I kept going. There was just the mental health direction. That's it.
Well, who was the man in white to you? I'm curious. That's one character that really stuck out.
That's something. That's just another form of it.
Well, what about the demon? Were they real manifestations created by the vines, or are they more so hallucinations?
They are separate beings. Vine's its own thing. They're their own thing, you know.
Okay, so they're not connected at all then. They're all their own beings, but are they actual beings, or are they more so manifestations of the certain aspects of their personality and what they're going through?
Both.
They are both. So they were real.
Yeah, they were real, but that's the because it didn't really happen. It happened in a separate universe, in a separate area, so it didn't really happen, but it did happen, in a way. It's both.
So it's a different dimension? I thought it might have had something to do with the Luciferium. I thought it was maybe that element that brought them to life. So does it have anything to do with it at all, or are they kind of a separate instance?
Luciferium is like a separate element. Like, it didn't have any connection with the vine. The connection it had, it was because the vine was made up like about 98%, I don't know. It made up a big portion of the vine, but otherwise, yeah, all separate.
What gave you the idea for the vines? What inspired the whole concept?
It's all from High Mary Mary. You know that the dog vines in High Mary Mary? That one.
So that's the inspiration for it then. They're the same kind of concept. Gotcha. Well, what about the Luciferium? What gave you the inspiration for that?
Just going to school one day and it just hit me.
Just a hellish element just came out of the blue?
Yeah, I just went out of it. I made a scientific paper about it. A fake one.
Did you ever turn that into school or anything? Or did you just make it for your series?
I just made it for my series.
About to say, I mean, it was very well written. So, I mean, you could have turned it into some kind of artistic project or something.
Seriously, if you try to make something like that, it's gonna be bound to be a thing. I did sweat a whole bibliography. Like, seriously, the sources section? Yeah, no way.
Well, what inspired you to make this series in particular, the whole thing? Did it just come to you one day? Was there something you were trying to express?
I'm and also my own kind of life.
So you just kind of took that format from Hi Mary Mary and then imprinted it onto your own life and told your own story.
Yeah. I could have started off trying to copy it, but then I said, no, it was not going to go.
Was the thing that the main character regretted based on something you actually regret in real life?
Yes. Yeah. I won't tell it now because I still don't want to reveal the identity, but reveal the person's identity, but yeah, it did actually happen to me.
Oh, the exact situation happened, more or less?
Almost exactly.
So I guess it made you feel like the demon then. It really is like the story of your life in a way.
Yeah, you know it.
Well, I mean, it definitely goes into topics of mental health and keeping yourself composed, finding ways to move on. Would you say that you were able to find your way out of those vines?
Yes, totally. I'm here now. I would be alive, you know, if I was up there. So I would be alive now to tell the tale.
Were you trying to express the way to get out of it through this series, or was it something that's kind of separate? How did you get out of something like that?
I really don't remember anymore, man. It just happened one day. I just fought myself my way out. Fighting on. It was just my motto, my own internal motto for how to get out of it. Yeah, just fight on. That's just fighting on.
It's a good lesson. Definitely. Just keep fighting because nothing lasts forever.
Mental health, fight on. Don't let those things consume you. That's it.
Anything you wish you could go back and change or do differently in this series?
Planning. I want to plan everything out now if I were to go back.
So plan things out instead of just making everything develop as it went.
Yeah.
So why do you say that? For more cohesion or just because it's easier?
Just for more cohesion. And also I have like a doc I could go back to and reference because now it's all my memory.
Well, what was your favorite part of this whole experience? That includes things that you did as part of the series, things that were external, the fans. Like, overall, what was your favorite part?
Just making it. Just telling my story, just telling that story. That's it. I didn't really go for the fans. It didn't get that much attention. Telling the story, and other people just picked it up.
What was your favorite part of the series then? Out of all the episodes and everything, what was your favorite part to make?
Doing the flame VFX. I had to render it for a day, and it went out really good. It went out exactly the way I wanted it to. It was awesome.
I bet it did. Some of those effects, for sure. If you had to tell something to aspiring creators, maybe they're about to give up or they're just having trouble getting their footing, what would you tell an aspiring creator that wants to do a series similar to yours?
You give up, you share yourself with it. So please, don't give up. Submerge yourself in it, do it, learn it, and that's it.
If someone comes into your series, how would you like them to start? Would you like them to start with the videos, with the logs on Luciferium and all of that? How would you like for someone to stumble upon the series?
Go for the videos and learn it. That's it.
It was awesome. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed watching it, going through it, talking with you about it, getting your inner thoughts and seeing how it related to your life and things you went through. I mean, it was a really cool human experience. So I personally just want to thank you for making it.
Yeah. The series actually has interactive elements because you have to actually talk to the characters. They're humans. You have to talk to them. So, yeah. You hit the nail straight on the head.
As far as your future projects go, do you think you'll do another series like this? Something in this vein? Do you think you'll do something different? Do you have plans on doing another series? What's your plans for the future?
I'm making a card game right now.
You're making a card game?
A card game. It's an idea I had for a long time.
What kind of card game is it? Is it like Magic or?
The immune system.
Based on the immune system?
Yeah. Different diseases, Ebola, how it spreads resistance.
That's really unique. Never heard anything like that. So is it like a contained card game, like Cards vs. Humanity, or is it like a trading card game where there's like hundreds and thousands of cards?
The immune system's pretty well known, so it can be like, a trading card game, but maybe you collect the disease cards.
Are you going to do it as a online card game, or are you making physical cards?
Physical.
That's crazy. That's really interesting that you went from this kind of web series into a card game. Well, aside from the card game, you got any other projects in mind for the future?
I'm also working on a natural video game.
So that's something just kind of on the back burner that you just work on every once in a while doing other things?
Kinda. It was like my main priority for a long time, but now I'm just giving up because I'm working on the other thing.
So when do you think the card game will see some things from that?
2 months or a year.
Oh, really? That's really not that long. I'm just really curious how it works. How does it function? Is it kind of like Magic, where you like pay mana to do things? Is it more like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you kind of just put things down and then sacrifice other things to bring out other things? What's the functionality?
It's a bit complicated. Each card is like a cell, so you play a cell for like costs in like cytokines or histamines, and cytokines are the currency used.
Wow, that's really cool, man. It really is.
I had to spend days like researching every single card, and it came out like that.
Yeah, I'd like to try it sometime. Hopefully it becomes a pretty big thing and everybody can start playing it, because I'd really like to try it. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to do this little chat with me and allow me to pick your brain.
That was all mine, bitch.
All right, this has been your host, Grant Reeds, and I'll see you all in the next one. As always, keep your eyes wide open and never stop reading.